Alright, welcome. Well, I'm on a little bimble, bit of a random ride. I just got over the old COVID. Well, 99% over it. Testing negative, but still feel a bit tired, is the best way I can describe it. Yeah, just feeling tired. Food is basically tasting normal again. I had like a really bad week, shall we say. Not as, just I had the bike packed. The BMW 650 was packed, and I was, set to go. This bike was broken, but that didn't matter. I was like, you know what? I don't know what the problem. I worked out it was the alternator, like just before. I've still got a bit of the old cough lingering around, but yeah, BMW was packed, and I packed it like 2 days before, and I was like, okay, good, just gonna, then off I go, sort of thing. Fill up the bike and off I go. So I went to fill up the bike, and I was like, don't feel great. Unfortunately, my dad had come down with it, and some other people had come down with it, so I knew it was around. And then yeah, I was like, okay, I didn't feel great, let's just do a little test here. And yeah, I had got it, and luckily I tested and got it when I did, because if I had gone already, then I'd have been sick on the trip, and I was quite ill. I think there was like 2 days where I was ill, like where I class it as I'm bedridden, I do not want to go anywhere, I can't be bothered with anything. And it was them 2 days, which would have sucked. I've been on the road before and been sick, and it's not great. I've literally just stayed where I was, and drank water when I've been sick. And yeah, and in a tent as well, it's not pleasant, because you ain't got anywhere to go really. Luckily it was dry when I was sick, but yeah, it was not very pleasant. I don't recommend travelling while sick. But yeah, I'm recovering from it now, and I've missed the rally, I've missed the Sun Art rally, but whatever, that money goes to charity, so and that's it really. So oh well, one of those things. It wasn't expensive. Maybe next year I'll go again, I don't know, but this has put like a little scupper on the year, because I still want to go to Scotland and everything, and I still want to get out and do things, and yeah, I've planned a trip to Scotland, so I've had to, I'm chopping my trip up a bit now, so I will still go to Scotland, or when you're watching this I'm probably on my way to Scotland, but yeah, I've had to kind of like cancel or rearrange other trips. So well, if you didn't know, Mr. Poor little Hippodrones, he's not been very well. He had a heart attack, and that's he's going to miss this summer, but he could have missed a lot of summers if he didn't take himself down to the. So I spoke to my friend who's had, his dad's had things like, had a triple bypass as well, and yeah, that's not. So basically, he said it's something like you can't use these arteries, so we have to bypass all of these arteries, which is why they call it a triple bypass. Yeah, very squeamish that is, but yeah, he's hopefully Pete is on the mend as we're watching this. So yeah, feel sorry for Pete. He's going to be out of action for probably the next 3 months, maybe longer, and then I don't think he's going to be riding bikes for a while. That could usually be about, I don't know, it all depends on the person, doesn't it? So yeah, judging that, one of my friends, my friend's dad, he said that whenever he coughed he had to kind of like hold his rib cage in place because of, but yeah, that's not very pleasant anyway. Hope you get well soon, Pete. Anyway, yeah, so yeah, he's not going to make this camping trip that we're going to be on. and it was like, oh, that's a kind of a bummer. And unfortunately I want to go to Scotland as well, so I said, you know what, I kind of do want to go to Scotland, and going for an off-road weekend on my BMW just days before I go to Scotland is not the best. You know, I don't want to smash my bike up too much, and I don't want to take this. I will if I have to, but I don't want to take the C9. Now I could take the R80, I just haven't got around to servicing it, but I just want to take the 650 this year because, the 650 is just an easier bike to ride. The R80 is great, but it's hard work, so I think I'd rather just, you know, just take the 650 for a change. I haven't, you know, I want to do a proper road trip on that bike, but I've got to do a lot of miles. I've worked it out, I've got to do a lot of miles in a day. So yeah, I've got to do, because I'm going to Scotland, but because I'm not going in the window I planned, I've got to cut my trip short by a few days, by quite a few days actually, which means I've got to get to Scotland in 2 days, and we're talking the Scottish Highlands as well, so that means I think day 1 is 380 and day 2 is 430 or something, 430 miles, getting close to my longest day. And I don't know, I will have to use motorway on day 1, and I might use a little bit on day 2, but I just don't want to do the A9, is it? I just don't want to do the A9, so, because it's 100 miles and nothing. It's an hour and a half at least to get across that of nothing. So I might do it, but yeah, just have to wait and see. If I want to do the 450 miles in a day, I could do it, so yeah. And I just want to, and it's not about going to Scotland, like, it's not about going to Scotland for me, because I've done Scotland, and it's like, why am I going? Well, it's because I have mates there, so I want to go there, I want to say hi to my mates, I want to, you know, just chill out with my mates for a few days, and then come back, sort of thing. So it's a friend. It's not a road trip essentially. It's a friend loop, and I time all my stops, all my visits, to coincide with all my other friends, which means I get a free room for the night every so often, which is great. So I've got like a week away, and there might be a couple of nights spent in the tent, but the most part I've got free board, and that saves me a bunch of money. So all I essentially really got to pay for is petrol and probably food and whatnot, and that's it. So I'll be happy with that. So yeah, that's my Scotland trip sort of plan, and that's, you know, the week away, the big trip I've got, and then I've got, you know, just little weekends away here or there that I've planned out or plan to go on. So I was going to go to Salisbury and do a Salisbury weekend. I still might later on in the year, but I was planning to do that. But yeah, I think I'm going to cancel that. But I still have that weekend free, so I'm going to go do something else that weekend, hopefully. Which is, you're probably watching it now. You're probably watching that video now when I'm on the weekend. But there's a little a C90 little meet, so I'm going to go to that. Go do that for for a long weekend basically, and then I'm just not using my BMW 650. And then I can save the BMW 650 for when I go to Scotland. And yeah, so I've got lots of little weekends planned, but after, you know, I just want to get round and see all my mates in Scotland, because I'd only get to see them like once a year really, so I do want to make the effort of just going up there, even if it's only for a few days. I can just like nip up, do it and come back, so why not, you know. But yeah, this cub, this basket, it's dark in here, tinted visor up, is basket wielding C90. I mean, you know, it is hilarious. This is a hilarious little bike. It is. Tiny little bike. Just a great little run around, and I finally got it running right. Not running too rich, not running too lean. So I've got a carburetor which is very, very good. Very, very good. It's a C90 original carburetor, and it's very good at flat out. Very good at flat out. I got some very good speeds out of it. We're talking like 55 constant, right? And it was the fast, and I was like, this is such a good carb. It ran a little lean on the top end, but on the bottom end it was just too rich, and I wasn't happy with that. And I was like, you know what, I'm not riding this bike flat out all day. I'm not going to do that, so I'm not going to use this carburetor. I just couldn't tune it. It's been cleaned, it's been rebuilt. Thank you, Terry, for giving it a clean, by the way, but unfortunately it's just not. And I've got this other carburetor which was also very good, but I don't know what was wrong with it, but it just couldn't go to top speed. Like it would just run out. I don't know if it was a float issue. I tried so many things. Tried like changing all the fuel piping. Maybe it was the flow rate was wrong. Tried all this stuff. It just wasn't good. So that didn't work either. So I looked through my spares, and I found that I have another carburetor, and it's the one I'm running now, and it's a unknown origin. Now I looked it up. I found out I found it online. I found it. It's around a £30 carburetor, so it's not like a genuine or anything close to it. It's more like a very good copy of a copy, shall we say. It says Japanese spec, but like that obviously doesn't mean made in Japan. So doesn't mean made in Japan. So it means that it's like made wherever it's made, probably China. But you know what? It seems to be running all right. So that, you know, and you know, and I've got it tuned in, dialed in, and it's fine. So I'm super chuffed about that, really. It doesn't seem to have the best top speed. I think I can only get about 50 out of it, like absolutely top. So downside, yeah, slight downside, but overall, I mean, I'm cruising around today at 30-40, so it's perfect, really. But what a pain it has been to do all these carburetor changes, and it was me. It was literally just like me using old naff parts. That's the whole point of this bike, is using old naff parts. So I'm reasonably happy with it though. Now, and I'm just, you know, taking it for a spin. I celebrated my victory of finishing the bike-ish, or getting all the problems solved, with the purchase of a front rack, which was £10 from Japan. £10 plus £30 shipping with taxes came to about £40, which is really cheap considering that they are literally £100 in the UK, or around 100 mark. So yeah, I'm super happy that I got this rack. It just finishes. It finishes the bike off completely, I think. And yeah, now I was like, it's a nice day today. It's a nice, you know. I was like, I've got to get out and get it for a ride. It's just give it a good old. So I'm just giving it basically a good test run today. I've had lots of little test runs where I've only been local, because I don't want to have to push it home again. And now I'm way beyond now. So if I do, anything does happen, I'm not pushing it home now. But yeah, I just want to give it a good old test on the old to see if it's ready for a trip or whatever. But yeah, just putting it all back together again. Things are, you know, because I had to unbolt my petrol tank. I had to take everything off. It's all right, faff, and I put it all back together. And now I've got pretty much over the COVID. I was like, I've got to get out for a ride today. Just got to. I spent a week at home essentially doing nothing, and then slowly I was able to get back out a bit more. But yeah, when I was meant to be going on a trip for a week, I decided to stay at home. Luckily that Oblivion shadow dropped. Cool, I'd be really, really bored if I didn't have that Oblivion game. That Oblivion came out and saved my sanity, it did. I wouldn't know what I was going to do myself. But yeah, Oblivion came out, lovely remaster. All the bugs and weird quirks included. Almost all the bugs and weird quirks included. Paintbrushes now have weight, which was a thing back in the original Oblivion. There was no weight on paintbrushes, so you could make a ladder out of paintbrushes and jump over the thing and trigger the final cutscene and end the game. And all the speed runs at the time was get paintbrushes, duplicate paintbrushes, make staircase, trigger end cutscene. Yeah, if anyone's played the Oblivion series or the Elder Scrolls series. A lot of people played Skyrim, I know that, and I know Skyrim has a huge fan base. I think it came out at the right time because it came out later on in the console life cycle, as Oblivion was out like its first year of the life cycle, so not many people had a 360. But coming out later in a life cycle of a console, and then also having the ability where it's kind of like an easy game. Like Skyrim is an RPG, but it's definitely like dumbed down. Like going back to Oblivion, you realise that, you know what, Skyrim has like really basic quest lines and really simple like stuff, whereas Oblivion you had to really think outside the box on some of the quests, sort of thing. Yeah. So Oblivion is more of an RPG than Skyrim is. Skyrim's still an RPG, but it's definitely toned down. And there's features that I didn't know that were missing from Skyrim. I was like, oh yeah, this is a feature in Oblivion. Forgot you could craft your own moves and stuff like that. Craft your own enchants and craft your own spells and stuff. You can make some silly stuff. Oh, this road. But yeah, it's just nice to be out and about, cruising around. I don't know, I've got big bikes, and yet this thing is just such a little, you know, it can be quick when it needs to be, but it's still just a nice little bumpy. This bit's really bumpy if I remember rightly. Hidden in the shadows. Look at that. Yeah, really bumpy here. I need to maybe, I don't know, I might keep an eye out for some suspension for this bike, or I don't know what I'm going to do with it, because you got these weird eyes on the rear of the shock on this, so I can't just put like CG 125 rear shocks on, and I kind of want them because I just want the bike to be jacked up a little bit higher. I've found a couple of issues, and found a couple of issues with the suspension. So if I hit a speed bump, then the bike goes down. It's all right for me. Of course, if you're bigger, heavy set, then you'll be scraping it. However, I found the issue. Well, this stuff's going to be slippery. Slow down. Grass is pretty slippery on the road. Yeah, I found the issue with when I go around corners at speed, I start scraping the inside of the bike. I've hit the exhaust on the right hand side. Cool. All right, yeah. Quick readjustment of the helmet. See if that fixes it. Just need to there's some nice houses on this little route. I'm not one for making just a straight up video where I'm just riding a bike, I guess. I don't know. I know people really like them, but some people really like them, but for me, I don't know, I prefer something a bit more involved. I love my trip videos and I spend a lot of time and effort on them, but unfortunately I can't do the trip videos all the time, so not at the moment anyway. Okay, right, almost there. Another mile to go. It's about 40 miles down, 40 miles back. I wonder if I can do it all on the front tank. I reckon I will, because I've been going about 30 miles an hour the whole time. Maybe a little bit faster here and there. I think I'll take a different way back though. I'm not going to come back the same way. I like to explore new routes. Just on the hop to the A22 now. So what's this calf called? It's not Smiley's, is it? I might be getting confused with another calf called Smiley's. I got a feeling it's called Smiley's on the A22, but I could be wrong. Don't even know if they're open. I presume they are. This is a really, really bad place for you to park, mister. Someone's coming off there pretty quick. Right. Oh, only 11 miles from Eastbourne. Right, I know that it's near Sykes, Harley Davidson. Could have a look at Harley Davidson first, couldn't we? I think Harley Davidson is down here on the left. We might as well go down and have a look and then turn back round, because the calf's on the right. Calf's in there somewhere. Let's go have a look at Sykes. Oh, there's Harley. There's Harley. Oh, and there's a Royal Enfield. And there's Royal Enfield. Park this junk here. Park my junk here for a minute. Happy Days Cat. Happy Days Cat. That's what it's called. Happy Days Cat. Alright. Looks like a cat there. Happy Days Diner. Right, well, the GoPro crashed, so I don't know what happened there, but whatever. Yes, I had a nice lunch. It was very nice. Had a nice little sausage roll. Didn't want anything too big. Yeah, it's a nice day. I don't want to fall asleep. After a big lunch I probably would. yeah, just cruising back now. I'm taking a different route. Just nice countrysides, the usual stuff. But yeah, happy days. Haven't been there before. Never been back from the road, so it's nice. So it's out of the way. And I was surprised to see a little lake there, or a little pond, or whatever you want to call it. Little pond. Ducks, chickens, and all that. Rather nice. Rather nice little place to stop, especially on a day like today. So yeah, it's definitely stupid pigeon. Definitely go back there again. Pigeon making me jump. Interesting. Rural crime control here. Is it a byway? There's no gate to close. Footpath. Interesting. I don't think I can go that way. It says footpath, but... let's carry on going this way. It says public footpath. I don't think I'll go down that way. But yeah, anyway, yeah, just a nice little bimble out and about today. But I finally got this bike running basically how I like it, so I'm happy. Right, let's just go home, chill out, enjoy the ride, and head home. Well, it's been a nice little day out. Almost home now. Yeah, let's see how much fuel I got left. Oh, done really well on fuel. Really well.
Right, well, that's the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, whatever. And hopefully my next video is a road trip.